It's now time for Energy Insights, where you get an inside view and local perspectives of all the oil and gas progress going on in the Mid-Ohio Valley. This program is being brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association, and it can be heard every Saturday at 9 a.m. on local radio WMOA AM 1490 and ESPN radio WJAW FM 100.9 and AM 630. It's now time for the show. Here's Johnny Wharf, your local host.
Johnny Wharf with another edition of Energy Insights. Jim Javins of Mid-Atlantic Energy is with us, and we want to talk a little bit about gas storage and maybe, as it pertains to the different times of year and then how it affects the gas price, I guess, at the pump.
Not at the pump, but at the home.
I'm learning already, right?
Yeah, right. It's the natural gas side, but kind of the same thing. The storage, you inject it in the summertime and pull it out in the winter because of peak day demand on the systems when the fires are running brightly, industrial, commercial use is up. And the effect that storage has on pricing in the winter is kind of minimal in terms of what it used to be. And I'm not trying to discount it any because it's very important. But in the past, utilities were mandated to have a certain amount of storage in the ground for the winter to meet the coldest day in the winter. That was their benchmark by the Utilities Commission and all that. As the market deregulated, that went away, and gas marketers kind of took over some of those functions because the utilities and the pipelines got out of the gas business, were just a transporter of gas to the customers. And it became somewhat less important because the marketers and those folks had the ability to have transport on other pipes to bring gas into the different areas. And also with the advent of the Utica and Marcellus drilling, which has really been great for this state as well as Pennsylvania, West Virginia, we have a large amount of supply on hand. We're kind of the biggest supplier now in the Northeast and almost all across the country. As a result of that, we got all this gas in the pipe coming out of the ground. We have transport in place on certain pipelines where we can meet a peak day demand situation, and we still have the storage. So storage is kind of backed off a little in terms of importance, but it's still very important because we have to have that supply in case there's a freeze off on the pipes or something like that would occur, some physical event or force majeure event, if you would, and that gas still has to get to market. But so far as the pricing goes, in the past, for example, last week, as of February the 1st, that week, they took 273 BCF of gas out of the ground in storage, which was a very large amount of withdrawal. If that had happened 5 years ago, the price would have probably jumped 25 to 50 cents. When it happened this year, the price went down 11 cents. So you see the swing and the importance of it. So that's kind of what I'm trying to explain a little bit here, is the fact that it's still important. We still need it. It doesn't have quite the effect on gas prices because we have transport. We have an abundant supply in the pipe and out of the wells, and we still need the storage as kind of the filler now. So still important, but not as important as it used to be.
Yeah. Jim Javins is our guest with Mid-Atlantic Energy. And so as a gas marketer, which is what you are, correct?
Yes.
So talk, I guess, describe a little bit about what you do specifically as it pertains to your job.
Okay, as a marketer, I buy gas from the local supply producers in the basin. I buy gas from West Virginia, from Ohio, and from Pennsylvania, and a little bit of gas in Kentucky. And that gas is put in our various pools on the pipeline, and from those pools we deliver it to our customers. So we need that supply to make that delivery, and at some point in time, we may rent a little bit of storage if we need it for a peak day demand situation, but typically we don't use a lot of storage. We use transport, which is a product the pipeline sells that if you buy firm transport, your gas flows first.
Talk to me about price as it pertains to storage. So depending upon where you are, at a storage facility and how that affects the price.
Okay, when you buy gas at market price and deliver it to storage, there's a charge for that, usually about 63 cents. And then there's another charge when you pull it out of storage. So that's how the storage people make their money, because they charge you to put it in there and then charge you to take it out. But you add that into the overall weighted average price of your cost of gas to ensure that you can still afford to buy it and store it and still make money when you sell it.
All
It's
right.
pretty simple. It's,
Yeah.
it's a supply and demand situation plus some costs.
Yeah, well, because they get you coming and get you going, right?
Sure.
Isn't that the way it was that makes the world go round, right?
That's right. I'm glad UPS doesn't do that.
That's right. As always, a pleasure to talk with you, and we appreciate it, and hope to have an opportunity to do it again soon. Jim Javins with Mid-Atlantic Energy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Energy Insights, brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association. Tune in every Saturday at 9 a.m. on WMOA and ESPN Radio WJAW as Johnny Wolf brings you your local and inside perspectives of the oil and gas progress going on in the Mid-Ohio Valley.